So for the first sort of 40 minutes this morning, guys, I've had the Oregon mulching blade out and I've been knocking down the spring growth. Lots of cow parsley in here. There you go. Just going to show you what I've done. What I do, I'll come along here, but also if there's any long bits of growth coming out from the actual hedge, I'll sort of cut into that as well. It's just a farm edge, nothing special. But yeah, I'll knock anything back that's going to get in my way when I'm using the ride-on. So I've come along here. So the idea is I mulch it down, and then when I come along with the ride-on, I'll tidy it up. In the past, I have mulched it down and trimmed the hedges at the same time, but it's kind of working out a bit differently this year. I will trim the hedges a bit later on, but it was just looking a bit untidy. But watch out for these horseflies at this time of year when you're working near these fields, guys. Makes me paranoid. I do wear trousers a lot, even through the summer, but I just use really thin walking trousers, guys. I think that's better than getting bit or stones in your legs and that. Years ago, I couldn't wait to get the shorts on. But now, yeah, I don't miss the old itchy legs. Once I get bit once, I'm just paranoid the rest of the day. I just keep looking at my legs, thinking I'm getting bitten. Anyway, this is where I got up to. I'll come all the way along here. So it's amazing what you can do with an Oregon mulching blade. I have done a video in the past, about a year ago or so. Don't know, it might have been 2 years ago now, I can't remember. But yeah, I don't know how much they cost now, but I remember I paid a tenner. I think the video was called the best tool for £10. Yeah, and here's what I've got to do. I've got to get all the way down to where Michael is. You can see Mike right at the end near the entrance. There he is. He's using the steel battery edge trimmer. And he's just tidying up the hedges on the other side of this fence. Because just to make it look better, but also some of the growth's getting in his way when he's mowing there as well. But what I do sometimes, guys, because that's quite a long stretch that is with the Oregon mulching blade. I do use a strap if I'm strimming for long periods of time, or using the mulching blade. I do like to wear a sling and get a bit of support. But generally, when I'm using a strimmer and just going around trees, I don't need that support. But what I do sometimes, guys, especially on jobs where I'm on here for a day, I'll break things up a bit. So I've done half of it now. I'm going to do some ride-on mowing, just a change of muscle, and then I'm going to get back on it when I get near it. So I'll sort of mow up to near it, carry on a bit, and then finish it off with a mow later. So, especially when you're getting a bit older, guys, it's a good way sort of managing your energy. Anyway, guys, I've just had my annual accounts done, and actually, I actually look after the garden and my accountant, which is quite handy sometimes. But I do use an accountant. I know it costs money, but I do have to do. They do the payroll for me. They do my VAT for me. Yeah, my annual accounts, and I use software for my business, and they link their software. They use Zero software. I use Jobber software, and their Zero software also gets automatic bank feeds from my business account. And I found out yesterday. I don't know how they do it, but they had 3 questions for me. There was one customer that had underpaid me last year by £10, and I never picked up on it myself. So they wanted to know if I wanted to write it off or not. I said, yeah, I'm not going to chase £10. And I still work for the person now, but I'm not gonna mess chase her for £10 for something that happened a year ago. So I'm going to let that one go. What was the other one? The other one was actually where I'm at today. And they realised they actually underpaid me by about £200 in August last year. And I remember the year before that, they noticed that this customer actually double paid me and I owed them money. So what I did, I gave them a credit last year. But this year, they owe me money. So I'm going to have to speak to them about that later. I'm usually pretty good at spotting these, but I think because of the time of year, I must have been tired or something and just missed it, because every time I get a payment into the bank, I do mark it off on my software as paid, and I usually check the amounts, but sometimes you miss stuff. But what was the other one? Yeah, there was another customer who forgot to pay me the VAT. So when they've looked at the invoice, they've just seen the amount minus the VAT and not seen the full balance. And they've moved to Cornwall now, and that was a bit more money. That was like, you know, a decent amount of money actually, about £60 or something, but I'm just going to write it off. Casualties of war, I'll call it. But this customer I'm here today, I'm definitely going to chase the £208, 8p or something like that. So there's a good reason there, guys, for using an accountant and software. It costs me money, but some of the things the accountant does for me, if I had to sit at home doing it and I'm not at work earning money, I don't think financially I'd be any better off doing all this stuff myself, to be honest, guys. It's just nice to have an accountant and you feel like everything's getting done right, and they are reliable. And I think they do make money, good money, because the software is really good now, so they're not really spending a lot of time, but that's just the way it goes, isn't it, guys? What else on my accounts? So this is year 2020, actually year 22 stroke 23. So April 22 to April 23 of this year, I actually spent less on fuel than I did the previous year, even though the fuel went up. And I thought one of the reasons is for that is I've started doing more tasks on visits for customers rather than booking extra visits. So I'm doing less journeys in the truck. And also I think one of the probably the main differences is using the battery equipment as well. So yeah, so even though fuel prices went up a lot, I actually used less fuel in the last tax year, which is good news. So that's it today, guys. I'm going to crack on now, and yeah, busy time of year, isn't it? So yeah, better get some work done. Bye for now.